Okay, hello, my friend. Hopefully you are doing great. So before starting for the tutorial, sorry for the background noise around if you hear anything because kids is now playing TV outside, so you can hear some background noise. So today I'm gonna share you another lesson. It is about one-dimension array. So actually, I don't suggest you use much this type data because they have some disadvantage. And when you learn about the lesson like array slick or hash maps in Java, you may turn out to use them instead of array in Java. I did mean that array is something useless, but I mean that array is sometimes, they have some disadvantage, and in the real case, in the real application, we don't use them much. So today we have a one-dimension array and multi-dimension array. So I just introduce for you one-dimension array, okay? So what is one dimension array? So what is an array? You can see the trend. You see the trend in the life. So array is something like that. You see, it's similar to the trend. But there is something you need to remember, especially in Java. So an array is a range of memory cells that will keep a collection of elements. And the elements in the same array, they have the same data type. For example, this array contain integer value data type. So another array, we can have something like plus number, we have string array or character array, right? And an array has a fixed length. So what's the fixed length? So that means this array we have a length of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, there's some mistake. So the array size here is 8. Okay, so the array size is 8, and there was some mistake from the picture. So let me explain. The array size is 8. Okay, and each of element in an array will have its own index. Okay, so the first element in the array will have the index at 0, not 1. Okay, it will have an index at 0, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if we have an array with the length 8, that means the last element in the array will have the index of 7. That means the length minus 1. So you need to pay attention. The first index for the first element in the array should be start from 0, and the end should be array length minus 1. Okay. So how to declare an array? So there are several ways to declare an array. I will explain for you first, and then we will open the IDE and we will try to write some code. So the first way that we declare the data type, for example, integer, and then we use the double bracket here, you see. It's something like it indicates this is an array. And finally, arrays name and semicolon here. You can declare an array with something like data type, array name, and we have a double bracket here. This is the first way. So the second way, you can declare an array with the keyword new here, and we have the array length because you know that array has a fixed length. Okay, so new data type and array length. Or other hand, in a common way, you can declare an array with the specific element inside. So we will try to declare each of them, and then we try to explore around. Okay. So you open your IDEs, and under the source here, you create a new bucket with the name lesson 7, enter. And under the lesson 7 bucket, you create a new Java class with the name array learning, something like that, enter. Inside, you create a main method like before. So we will declare something like integer first array equal first array like this, or integer second array. I will put the tuple here, this one. Or we can have something like integer first array equal new array, and we can input the name, the length here. You see, new integer array with the length here. So we can declare something like integer array fourth array equal new equal integer array, and then you can declare something like 1, 2, 5, 7, 4, 9, something like that. Let's see what's wrong here. Oh, sorry. Because I got a typo when I put the data type here. You see, we don't have any data type here. So we can declare directly something like that inside. So we already know that an array is the collection of same data type element inside. So if you put something like it's not an integer in this case, for example, 7.0, you will get an error, right? Because it's a required integer while you provide double here, right? So this is the way we declare an array. So how to access an element in an array? So we access an element in an array by its index. So how can we do that? For example, I want to get this element value, right? So you see 0, 1, 2, 3. So this element has an index at 1. So let's say I want to declare a variable with the name second element from array equal, and I want to accept the fourth array. So you use the tuple bracket here, you see, and inside you put the index of your desired element. So in this case, the index should be 0, 1, right? And I want to track by print out the value second element from array. So you can run it. So technically it will print out 7 for you. You see? So the way you access an element in an array by its index. So you call the array name here, and then you put in the tuple bracket here the element index. So how to change, to modify an element value in array? So the same ways, but in this case, we will try to use the assign operator here. So I want to reassign this to 6. So I will do something like fourth array at the index 1 should be equal 6. That means I want to reassign the value of this element at this index to 6, and then I want to print out to track whether I could change the value from here. Okay, so just run, and technically it should print out something like 7 and then 6. Okay, just run it. Oh, 7. Oh, okay, let's see what happens. So for array here, at the second equals 6, and then second element in the array. Oh, okay. So this was my mistake. So the second element from array here, it was assigned by the for array at the element index 1 before we reassign the element. So in this case, if you want to print something, for example, you need to reassign this second element from array, or you can, you can declare another variable to host that value. But in this case, I want to reassign this one. So I just want to reassign, and should be the same thing here. But in this case, the value will be changed. Second equal 4. Let's see. Second element from array here, and now it will print out 6, 7, and 6 here. So you know how to access an element value and how to modify an element value. So now try to print out, so how to look, access all of the element inside an array here. So let's say I want to access all of the element inside it, and I want to print out all of the element value inside this array. So how can I do that? We can use the for loop here. So you, from the subbox, from this IDE, you can put something like for array, and you put a dot notation, and you put something for RR, and you see, it will be automatically created something like you see with the index I here equal for array length, and then okay. So it will start from the end of the array. You see, this is the way we accept an array length. So you see dot length, and then we minus 1. That means we are going to accept the last element in the array, as I already explained for you from the slide, right? So there's a initialization value here I, and we can declare something like array index here, try to more readability. So the array index here should be start from the end, and then even it's still while it's still greater than or equal 0, that means it will face the first element in the array, and then after that it will update the condition like array index here. You see, this is something like from the end to the beginning, and then you can print out the value from the array here. So you can something like, you can print format, and you say something like the element value E, and you use percentage D here, and then after that you will enter to a new line by percentage N, then you input for array, and you accept the array index. So we will accept from here the end to beginning, and you will see something, the element value is something like that. Okay, and then you run this program, and you will see element is 9465, 9465. Why is 6 not 7? Because we already reassigned the value from the second element here to 6. So it's now 6, not 7 anymore. Okay, so this is the way we loop all of the elements inside an array. So try to do something. We just print out the even value from an array instead of odd value, right? So we can copy some this line and try to paste here. You will see. So you will use if condition. So if the element value here from the array index, and then you divide by 2 and remaining 0. That means it is a even number, right? So you will print out something. So I want to print Fox mask, so let me try to input. We have percentage D as an even number. Okay, and I want to enter to new line. So I just print out the values which match it an even number in case it's divided by 2 and remain in 0 here, you see. So let me try to comment out something like that. Okay, so we don't need to comment out anything, so just run again and you can see the difference here. So exception format specify the, okay, I forgot to supply the parameter should be for array here and should be inside array index or element index. Okay, so let me try to refactor the new name to element index. I think it should be more clear for you. Element index, and the same thing here. Into refactor, rename, and put something like element index. Then you can run again. So the element value is 9, and in the second loop we can see we have number 4 as an even number and we have the number 6 as an even number. So that means we can print out something out like that. Okay. So if you go to the Java documentation and related to array, and you will see a lot of methods related to array. I'm not going to explain for you these methods because we don't need to do that. When you know where to find out and when you face a situation, you can come back here, and I suggest you to come back here to read through all of them to see the utility methods from array. I just want to show you a demonstration, okay, how to sort the array. So I want to sort ascending, that means from the smaller number to larger number. So I want to see something like 4, 5, 6, and 9, okay? So I will do something like array. I will call array here, and you see java.tutil, and then you enter array dot source, and you supply the for array here, the fourth array here. So you see when we call something like that, you come back into the top, you see it's already supported, imported something like Java util from array here. If you try to delete this line, and you will face an error as cannot resolve. So you move your cursor here and you put control space. You will see a succession, and in this case you enter, or you can use the cursor here and select this one. So that means it will automatically insert the package for us, because if we want to use some the external package, we need to import it. Okay. So after I sort, I will print out. Okay. So it works like this. Now I will print something out. After sorting ascending, it should be sorting ascending, and I will try to copy this line and I put here the same thing. But in this case, I expect to see something from 9, 6, 5, and 4, because I look from the end to beginning. So let's try to do something like I want to do something element index should be from 0, okay? And while element index is still less than the for array here dot length minus 1 should be something like length. It's okay because it cannot reach the length because we have a less than, not equal, right? It's not equal, like something like, you see, this is equal. This is equal here, so we turn this to less than. That should be okay. And in this case, I want to increase instead of decrease. Okay, increasing the element index doesn't mean I want to go from the beginning to the end here. Okay, try to run again. So you will see now after shortstring, let's see, we have something like it is shortstring, but the element index here from, oh, it seems I modified in a wrong place. So just try to push back here 0 and element should be less than the for array dot length and element index plus plus. Then we run it again. Here you see 4, 5, 6, and 9. So this util method help us to shorten the target array ascending. So you can come back here as my succession and try to read through, but you may not try to memorize them. You don't need to do that. At least you know how to find them, so you can refer later when you face some situation, right? So after you sort and there's someone ask you what is the maximum value from the array. So the maximum value after you sort the array should be the last index, right? And the minimum number should be the beginning index, should be the index 0 after you sort. So it will be easier for you. So I think this is so for basic array, for one-dimensional array. So try to practice yourself and see you from the next tutorial.